everyone, it's Anique again. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be an update on my Pan Those Eyeshadows project. I missed the update for the end of May, beginning of June, so we're going to do a mid-June update, and then the next 2 weeks of June and then all of July are going to be grouped up into another update in themselves. I do have some progress that I made in these past 6 weeks, so I do want to share those with you today, and if you want to see, just keep... I do have some progress, and I want to share with you the eyeshadows that I actually did hit pan on in this last 6 weeks. And if you remember my previous update, this one I had hit pan on and then it rolled in again, and it had 2 eyeshadows in it, and they were the blues right here in the middle of the row, and as you can see, I hit pan on both of those guys. Very pretty shades. I love the shimmers in this palette. The mattes are a little, they can be a little patchy. You really have to work with it to get the shade that you want, the pigment that you want from those shadows. But the shimmers are absolutely beautiful, and I'm going to go ahead and swatch a couple of them right now. These are the blue that was in this project, and then the reddish pink that was right next to it. But those are so beautiful. So I hit pan on was this matte blue, and that one I panned on May 25th after 6 uses, and then on May 30th, just a few days later, this one right here, I had 9 uses, and I hit pan on May 30th. I did use this one again after I hit pan, so the pan got a little bit wider. The shimmer in here, I hit pan after 9 uses, and I put it as a liner a few times over like the blue and some other blues that I'll show you in a second. I have some browns still in my Soft Glam palette, and I really liked that pairing together. It was really pretty. So that is how I used up those guys. And then I did tap it all over the lid a few times, which you can see how it's kind of like messy right here. I did like dip my finger in and tap it all over the lid. The third shadow I was able to hit pan on came from the Sweet Oasis palette from Morphe. I hit pan after 11 uses on June 12th, and it was the shade Go Barefoot. It's that one right there, and this one I use mostly as a liner. There's a couple of times I kind of buffed it out over the lid, but I was really able to get some progress after I used it as a liner. So I can barely see it. It's very hard to see because it's so shimmery, but it's right there in the very center. But I hit pan mid-June on that one. So those were the shadows I was able to hit pan on in these first 6 weeks. I do have 2 more shadows that I have in this project that I was not able to hit pan, but I did get some use out of them as well. So the first one comes from the Tarte High Performance Neutrals palette. This is actually only 1/4 of the palette. It comes in like a little chest. Actually, let me show you. So it comes in this. It has like a little drawer where you can put stuff in. There's a giant mirror. It's like the whole of this. And then I don't want to like flash you with the mirror, but as you can see, there's 3 other like mini palettes. And it came with, I thought it was very clever. It was a sweet little gift from my mother-in-law, which was nice. Oh, I just stuck my thumb in there. But it comes with like this little travel case that's magnetic, and it has a mirror, and you just kind of set the mini palette there, which is really cute. I think it's this like a really neat idea actually. But this has rolled in multiple times in my previous Pan Those eyeshadows, and a couple times in this current one as well. But the one shadow that rolled in this time was Ring It In, and it's this one right here, and it's a very pretty coppery shade. I'm going to wear it. That's what it looks like. Swatch it. I've only used it 4 times. That's what it looks like, and that's what it looks like swatched. It's very pretty. So the final shadow that I had in this project came from the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette. This one was a gift from me from a coworker. She's decluttering her makeup collection, and she knows how I love blue, so she gifted this to me. The shadow that was in here this time around was this one right here, Ice Tray. As you can see, I tried using it as a liner a few times. I did only use it 4 times in the past 6 weeks, but I did dip into a couple of these other blues, which I really loved, and I paired them. I paired this one with the ones from the Makeup Revolution palette, that zebra printed one, and then I used this one, Undertaker, which is like a very, very deep navy. So I really did like those with the other shadows as well. And this one I paired a couple times with the deeper blue shimmer from that other palette, and it looks really nice. But this is what it looks like swatched. It's very pretty. The way that I do this project is I have everything in an Excel sheet, and I'm scrolled all the way down to the bottom so that I can see how many eyeshadows I currently have. I haven't been purchasing any eyeshadows, but I have been receiving some palettes in like my BoxyCharm subscription, so I have added to my collection in that sense. But I've been trying really hard not to go out and buy random eyeshadow palettes just because I think that they look nice. I try to like really focus in and say like, okay, do I have that shade somewhere in my collection? And I'm pretty sure that I do. So I've been trying to like stop that sort of splurge buying. But then I also use the Pretty Random app, and I have all of the shadows listed in there. I had to turn off my Spotify. I was listening to Tessa Violet just now. Had it like over here playing. But as you can see, they're all in there. Oh, I didn't put minimum. My bad. So 1. And for some reason it always starts in 49. But I'm going to hit randomize 3 times. We're going to get those numbers. And we are going to see what those eyeshadows are. So we have 423, 218, and 61. Excel sheet, and we're just going to scroll up. Since I was already at the bottom of the list, we're going to go from the highest number to the lowest, and the first one is 423, and that is the shade Beguile from the Sigma Viper palette. So 218 is food videos from the Conspiracy palette from Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. I'm pretty sure that is a very like more yellow than this shadow, which will be interesting because that was not my favorite shadow in the palette. That one and the Trisha shade, I do not like those two from that palette. But we will see. This one is Gravity from the Profusion Wanderlust palette. It is a palette that's been in this project before and in the one that I did last year as well. So it's popped up several times. One I'm very familiar with. Palette. I remember when this one came out, I really wanted it. I thought the shadows looked very pretty. And I never picked it up. And then I saw it on the BoxyCharm pop-up, and it was like $9, so I definitely threw that in my cart. But the shadow is this one right here. It's Beguile. It's a really pretty shimmer. Let me get a good amount on my finger. And it's very iridescent. Like the whole theme of the palette is snakes, obviously. So you have this very pretty. Okay, and so the other palette is Gravity from the Wanderlust Profusion palette. As you can see, this is a very loved palette. I've had it for quite some time. I've also broken the lid off, which is which is great. But as you can see, it's popped up multiple times in this project. There's a couple little pans showing. The shadow that we rolled this time was Gravity, which is this very pretty pink shimmer. Get this one. I still have a little bit of the other shadow on that finger. There you go. Very pretty pink. I don't think you can pick it up. There's little bits of blue in there as well. Very pretty shade. Alright, and I've already peeked in it, so I know for a fact what color Food Videos is. So it comes from the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star Conspiracy palette, and it is that very bright, very neon yellow right there. These two shadows have been my least favorite. There you go. Oh my gosh, it is like highlighter yellow. Alright, and so I swatched way bigger of a swatch than I intended to, but that is Food Videos. It's very bright, very neon. It looks very much like a highlighter. So we will see what I personally, for my taste, it's going to push me out of my comfort zone for sure. But we will see. I'm a little worried that yellow is going to stain my finger. I haven't swatched this or messed with this palette in a little bit, but I couldn't remember if that was the one that stained or not. I know for sure the Trisha shadow stains, which is why I don't really like it. If you're going to use it, if you have this palette, and you're going to use that, you definitely have to put down a primer on your lid because your eyelids will stain. It is very pigmented. Alright everyone, so that is my color story for the rest of the summer. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And let me know if you have any suggestions on how I can utilize this shadow. I have not used it in that palette at all, so it's going to be a lot of shadow that needs to be used before I hit pan. So I am going to need some suggestions for sure. So let me know in the comments below, and I will see everyone next time. Thanks for watching.